All right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, where it has been the month of people sending me knives that are hard to pronounce the name of. I don't know what it is, but a lot of them have been these folks right here, Vosteed, but it's been others too. But anyway, it's the Knives Fast channel, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're new around these parts, this is Knives Fast. We talk about knives and we talk about them fast. And we have a lot of fun and we goof off and this is just the way it is. So subscribe and hit that notification bell and stick around. So this is the Vosteed Knives Talararus. Talararus. I think that's right. Now, they sent this to me, so thank you. And this is in 14C 28N. Black stonewash blade, black micarta handle. And this is a Axis style lock knife from Vosteed. Now you've got beautiful black micarta with a nice chamfer on the bottom here and some chamfering up here as well. Not contoured, but definitely feels more contoured because of the heavy chamfers. You have a deep carry clip that still leaves a little bit sticking out in steel, goes in and out of the pocket fine. It sits down in the scales and has flat screws, amen, and has a filler tab over here to reverse the clip, and a lanyard post right back here. So very, very cool. Now, you guys know I've had a lot of Vosteed knives in recently, and I'm very thankful for that. I just gave away the Vosteed top liner lock hedgehog on my stream the other day, and I kept this guy because I bought this one, and I want it because it's blue. This is the top liner lock raccoon. So we're going to leave this out as a comparison knife because I think it'll be a good one when we get to that point. But this is definitely cool. Now, you do have exposed liners that are black. You have a barrel spacer. There is your stop pin up here, and your access bar, your bar lock, if you will. Now, this guy has something really interesting. We have a green, which is interesting, a green thumb disc. And that thumb disc has a screw in the top, of course, and we have some very decent, but we'll talk about it more, jimping around the rim of that guy. Really interesting thought process. Now, somebody asked me, why didn't they just do thumb studs? Well, guys, every decision you make in designing a knife has a consequence. So when they decided we want this part of the knife to have a divot for your thumb, like a harpoon, but we wanted to stay low profile with it. They didn't want to come up. They didn't want to dip down. So what happens is you now don't have room for thumb stud in there. The only way you could do a thumb stud is if you came up more and made it even with this, but now you don't have that harpoon for your grip. So every decision you make when making a knife has an impact on what the rest of the knife is. We've talked about this before in my design language. There's always a consequence to every decision. Now, you have a nice swedge up here on your harpoon. Very, very cool. Now, what do I think of the thumb disc? So right there, those two things that just happened are are a descriptor of my feelings about this thumb disc. Now, when I first did the unboxing, I think I did really well with it. You can see here, we'll get on a roll, but you can also see just a minute ago, it's kind of in between for me. Sometimes I hit this real right. Sometimes I start off too high and I just skip off of it, okay? And the reason for that is this jimping on that is not very aggressive because it's been anodized or painted or whatever this is, and it's just not very sticky on that jimping. If I get behind it right here, it's perfect. So that's my suggestion. You need to grab this knife and kind of go back like this and get underneath it, and it will work every time, okay? Every time. But if I'm relaxed and not thinking and I just pick up the knife and I do this, I slip off quite often. And you see that in combination with the fact that this is a access bar lock with a spring means I don't have a real detent, and I really have to get behind this guy. If I slip a little bit, sometimes it just slip completely. Sometimes it opens partly. So you just got to get used to getting in that right place every time. And once you do, this is a fantastic, see, I slipped again, fantastic knife. So it has a little bit of skill involved with opening this properly. And you can see, I get into a pretty good rhythm. Now, as far as dropping, it is wonderful on those beautiful ceramic ball bearings. You can see there's a tiny bit of lock stick, just a tiny bit. Not even worth mentioning, really. I just thought I'd mention it because I like to mention everything I notice. The springs feel pretty good tension-wise. You see, got to get used to hitting that thumb disc in the right place. So I hope that makes sense. Now, 4-finger grip backed up with a well here, but you can choke up, sort of trigger this back, and you're landing right on top of that into that beautiful harpoon area. Either way you can hit that, okay? Now you do feel the clip a little bit because it's low down, and because the handle, we talk about this again, thin handle, deep pocket clip that sticks up quite a bit in the back. You're going to feel that in the back of your grip. It's just right there. See where it's hitting me? That's it. So you kind of got to figure it out and get your hand around it. Now it's in the swell because I dropped it down. It's in the swell and it's fine. Now, how does this guy cut? Very nicely. Now, it's not super thin. I saw somebody else's video come up on this today, another channel, and they said extremely thin and slicey. I would kind of argue with that. It's not, I mean, it's probably 0.12. We'll look up the stock here in just a minute. It is a fairly high flat grind, but it is not super thin. But because of this coating and because of it being as high as they could get it, it is a really nice cutter. Very nice cutter, as you can see. Oops. Now what am I doing? I'm bunching this stupid cardboard up. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's more about the cardboard than it is the knife. But very nice knife, as you can see. Cuts pretty well. Definitely operates. You can do this. See that? That's a very smooth way of opening this knife. That is too once you get used to it. And it's really cool. Now, comparison time. Ontario Rat 1. There you go. Ontario Rat 2. There you go. It's going to be Ontario Rat 2 is about the same. Ontario Rat 1 is quite a bit larger. Now, let's leave the 2 there, and we'll put our raccoon friend in there. You can see the raccoon is just a tiny bit bigger on both ends. Not a whole lot. Definitely interesting comparison there. I love the top lock raccoon. This is a fantastic knife. So is the Hedgehog, and so is the Talararus. There's some things you need to think through if it's for you or not. All right, so let's talk through some specs and availability. Now, I'm going to give you guys a link to Vosteed's website. These are currently available, both in 4 different ones, okay? Goodness. You have the green micarta handle with kind of an orange thumb disc. You have this one you see here. You have a blue one with a stonewash blade, which is really nice and what I would pick if I was buying it, and a white G10 handle with a stonewash blade and a blue thumb disc. What color is the thumb disc on the blue one? It's silver. So really interesting. But these are, no matter which one you pick, they are $72. And again, I will leave my link down below. Wow. It is 3.3 inch blade, 3.03 inch blade, so just over 3, 7.18 inches overall, with a blade thickness of 0.138. Wow. So it's even thicker, a little bit thicker than I thought, 3.5 millimeters or 0.138. I said 0.12, so I was a little off. 14C28N with a hardness of 60 plus 2. Your handle length is 4.16. Handle thickness 0.53, so it's a little thicker, but you have heavy chamfering, which works real well. 3.42 and designed by Yu Dong for our friends at Vosteed Cutlery. So really cool knife. Again, definitely one to think about and see if you're interested in it. If you like crossbar locks, then you're going to love this knife. They're not always my favorite. I like a real detent, which is what you get out of the top liner lock. But for those of you that really love the crossbar, this one is definitely for you. The Dachshund, the aluminum raccoon, all good crossbar locks. So, guys, let me know what you think down below. I would love to hear your opinion. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to Vosteed for sending this beauty along. And definitely, guys, thank you for being here. And thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing and hitting the notification bell. And thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.